Welcome to Stuff Works Explained. If you are here for the first time, please consider being part of us by subscribing to this channel. Also watching other videos that we have done on various topics where we focus mainly on Africa. In today's video, we'll be talking about a gas pipeline project which is being implemented in Nigeria. This is Ajaokuta, Kaduna, Kano or AKK pipeline. Projection shows that Nigeria requires 5,000 kilometers of gas pipeline as transmission lines to transport gas through the feeder lines from the gathering lines to the distribution center. Currently, Nigeria has less than 1,000 kilometers of gas pipeline, and this is a factor that is responsible for the low power generation, which currently stands at 10,000 megawatts, and a contributor to delayed offtake by industrial and commercial plants, especially in the northern part of the country. Nigeria government is prioritizing on use of revenue from oil and gas resources to support the emergence and growth of other non-oil sector of the economy. The Ajaokuta Kaduna Kano 614 kilometers gas pipeline has been identified as one of the 8 transmission infrastructure critical for development. The Ajaokuta Kaduna Kano AKK pipeline is a 614 kilometers long gas pipeline which is being constructed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) in Nigeria. It will transport natural gas from Ajaokuta, which is in Kano State, passing through the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and the states of Niger and Kaduna. The pipeline is part of the Trans-Nigeria Gas Pipeline (TNGP) project, which aims to connect the country's gas resources in the Niger Delta to the consumer center in the north. Talking about the Trans-Nigerian Gas Pipeline project, this is a project a natural gas pipeline project that will connect the country's gas resources in the Niger Delta to the major consumers in the north. The project is being implemented by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) and is expected to be done in phases. The first phase of the TNGP project is this Ajaokuta Kaduna Kano AKK pipeline. This pipeline is being currently constructed, and as you have said, is a 614 kilometers long that will transport natural gas from Ajaokuta, which is in Kano State, all the way to Kano State, which is Kano State, and it will pass through Abuja, states of Niger and Kaduna. The pipeline was expected to be completed in 2023, but this deadline was not met, and this has been shifted to 2024. The second phase of this project, TNGP project, is Obiafu-Oben Yakur Trans-Nigerian Pipeline, or OB3, which is currently in the planning stage. The OB3 pipeline is 566 kilometers long and will transport natural gas from the Obiafu River State to Yakur Cross River State, and it will pass through Abia, Imo, and Ebonyi. The pipeline is expected to be completed in 2026. TNGP project is expected to bring a number of benefits to Nigeria, including increased power generation, industrial development, and also reduction of gas flaring, which is a major environmental problem in Nigeria. TNGP project again is also a part of a larger project, and this is the Trans-Saharan Gas Pipeline (TSGP). This Trans-Saharan Gas Pipeline (TSGP) is a 4,401 kilometers long gas pipeline that is running all the way from Nigeria to Europe. As we know, Nigeria holds Africa's biggest and one of the world's biggest gas reserves. There's proven natural gas reserves at a tune of 188 billion or trillion cubic feet. The Trans-Saharan Gas Pipeline is proposed to connect Nigerian gas resources to Europe. The pipeline would pass through Niger, Algeria, and Morocco, and would have a capacity of 30 billion cubic meters per year. This project has been in planning stage for many years, but has been delayed due to a number of challenges, including political instability in the region, and also high cost of construction. However, the project has recently gained new momentum, with Nigeria and Morocco signing a bilateral agreement in 2021 to move the project forward. The TSGP project has the potential to significantly benefit both Nigerian and European customers. For Nigeria, the pipeline would provide a new market for the gas exports and would generate billions of dollars in revenue. For Europe, the pipeline would provide a new source of natural gas, which would help it reduce region's reliance on Russian gas. However, the TSGP project also faces a number of challenges. One of the challenges is political instability in the region. The pipeline would pass through Niger and Algeria, as well as other regions which experience political instability in terms of militancy. This instability could delay or even derail the project altogether. Another challenge is the high cost of construction. This pipeline would be a massive project, and is estimated that it would cost between $20 billion and $30 billion to build. This is a significant investment, and currently it's not clear who will pay for this. Despite these challenges, the TSGP project has the potential to be a major game changer for Nigeria and Europe. The pipeline would provide new source of natural gas for Europe and would generate billions of dollars in revenue for Nigeria. However, it is important to note that the project is still in the planning stage, and it's not clear when it will be completed. So going back to the Ajaokuta, Kaduna, Kano, which is part of these projects that we have talked about, the one that is serving Nigeria and the one that is proposed to connect Nigerian gas resources with Europe. Ajaokuta, Kaduna, Kano. This is a local project. The AKK project is being funded by a consortium of Chinese banks and the NNPC. Construction started way back in July 2020 and was expected to be completed in 2023. However, as we have said before, this was not realized, and the deadline has been pushed to 2024. The pipeline is expected to have a capacity of 2.2 billion standard cubic feet per day of natural gas. This project, like others, is expected to bring some benefits to Nigeria, including increased power generation, where the pipeline will provide a reliable source of fuel for new and existing power plants in the north. This will help the country to reduce reliance on diesel and other expensive fossil fuels. In terms of industrial development, the pipeline will provide a source of feedstock for new petrochemical and fertilizer plants in the north, which is expected to boost economic growth and create jobs. On a reduction of gas flaring, the pipeline will help reduce the amount of natural gas that is flared in the country's oil field, which is a major environmental concern in Nigeria. Looking at this project background and the routes and design that are in place, we find that NNPC submitted the proposal for the Ajaokuta, Kaduna, Kano natural gas pipeline project to ICRC in June 2017, while the feasibility study was approved in the next month. The PPP compliance certificate of the project was issued in July 2017, and the Nigerian Federal Executive Council approved the gas pipeline project in December 2017. The 614 kilometer pipeline originates, as we have seen, from Ajaokuta Terminal Gas Station in Kogi State in the southern Nigeria, and it passes through Niger, Federal Capital Territory Abuja, and Kaduna to terminate at a gas station in Kano. The pipeline will cross 7 major rivers and 10 major roads along the route. The AKK project is divided into 4 segments. The first segment will run from Ajaokuta to Abuja in the Federal Capital Territory for a total distance of approximately 200 kilometers. The second segment will extend for 193 kilometers from Abuja to Kaduna, while the third segment will stretch for approximately 97 kilometers from Kaduna to Zaria, and the fourth and the final section of the pipeline will run for approximately 124 kilometers from Zaria to Kano. The pipeline will comprise 40-inch diameter pipe joints and operate at a pressure of 1,000 pounds per square inch. In terms of project scope, as you have said earlier, The scope for the project includes a construction of a 40-inch and a 614 kilometers linear section from Ajaokuta to Kogi State, traversing the regions of Federal Capital Territory, Niger, Kaduna states, and terminating in Kano. There will also be a 24-inch and 15 kilometers spur line to Abuja terminal gas stations. It also includes the construction of 4 terminal gas stations, 22 block valve stations, intermediate peaking stations, and other ancillary facilities. The pipeline has capacity to transport 2 billion standard cubic feet of natural gas per day to 3 proposed independent power plants in Abuja, Kaduna, and Kano, and the other gas-based industries, as well as other identified and proposed commercial off-takers along the entire pipeline route. The project has potential of greatly improving the national power generation capacity and the economy as a whole through industrialization as well as other economic uses. In terms of financing, the £2.2 billion or $2.8 billion project is planned to be developed on a model of public-private partnership, built, own, operate, and transfer boot basis. It is supervised by the Nigerian Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission (ICRC), and the pipeline is planned to be financed through 85% debt and 15% equity. The loan facility is being provided by China Export and Credit Insurance Corporation (Sinosure) at a London interbank offered rate LIBOR interest rates plus 3.7% with a 12-year repayment period. The Nigerian government decided to issue a sovereign guarantee to back the loan facility for the pipeline in March 2020. Who are the contractors who are involved in this project? A consortium of 2 local companies, including Onando Oilserve, was awarded the engineering, procurement, and construction EPC contract for the Abuja Ajaokuta section of the pipeline, and this was way back in April 2018. The development of Ajaokuta Abuja section of the pipeline is estimated to cost approximately $727 million, which is equivalent to 528 million pounds. A consortium of Brentex and China Petroleum Pipeline Bureau (CPP) was awarded the EPC contract for the 221 Kaduna Kano section of the pipeline in the same month. This project has not been without controversy. There has been claim of the project stalling and other challenges that have faced the project. In April 2023, there were claims that the project had stalled and financiers had withdrawn. So these claims were made by a newspaper, and this promoted a visit to the project site in April 2023 by the leadership of Nigerian National Petroleum (NNPC) company, led by the group chief executive officer. So this visit was promoted by the claims which had been made in a newspaper, and they were there to probably allay fears as far as tolling and other issues are concerned. The newspaper had reported that financiers of Ajaokuta Kaduna Kano gas pipeline project had pulled out due to allegations of inflated contract sum. The paper had stated that the Infrastructure and Commercial Bank of China (ICBC), Infrastructure Bank of China, and China Export Credit Agency (Sinosure) were expected to provide 85% of the 2.8 billion funding requirement, while Nigeria was supposed to contribute 15%. The paper also stated that the project had stalled due to insufficient funding to cover the second and third legs of the pipeline. In response to these claims, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation or company, which is an integrated energy company, said that they had actively involved in the initiatives aimed at enabling Nigerian economic diversification through domestic gas expansion project. The company said that these projects include the Trans-Nigerian Pipeline project (TNGP), which has this project and others. And they said that AKK in particular is considered to be a flagship project that will be further used to integrate the northern region of the country with the Niger Delta, eastern and western regions. Based on this inspection tour, which was conducted by NPCC in April 2023, a detailed project report was revealed. The overall engineering design for the linear section for the two project segments stands at 93.48% stood at that point during that visit, and the overall procurement for the linear section was at 88%. Significantly, 94% of the total line pipes which had been manufactured, and with 98% already in the country. Construction activities on the both segments were ongoing, with contractors completing 4,000 kilometers of linear section mainline welding, representing 68% of the right-of-way from Ajaokuta in Kogi State to Kano. In terms of special construction activities such as direct pipe installation across the river Niger in the Kogi State, horizontal direction drilling across river Robo, Pai and Shika in Zaria, Kaduna State were also in good progress according to a report that was issued out of this visit. Furthermore, several back-end activities including field joint coating, trenching, lowering and temporary cathodic protection had started, along with discussions about pre-commissioning of starting project section. Regarding project financing, claims which had been made, the NPCC said that procurement process was carefully being supervised by Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission (ICRC) of Nigeria, and had been endorsed by the Bureau for Public Procurement (BPP). It received approval from the Federal Executive Council, and a sum of 2.8 billion was approved. Subsequently, the current NNPC management had successfully negotiated the project cost downwards from 2.8 to 2.5 billion, and this was done in 2019. And according to them, this resulted in savings of $300 million, and the final approval was done by the Federal Executive Council. In terms of financing discussions, these started way back in 2018 with the Bank of China as the mandated lead arranger, leading a consortium of interested Chinese banks. All participating banks secured credit approval from their respective boards, which led to signing of the sheet for the facility with the Bank of China. Following the execution of the term sheet, Sinosure, the Chinese government insurance agency responsible for international financing, conducted a review and endorsed the facility for approval by their Chinese government body. Concurrently with the financing agreement, the NPC initiated a pre-funding of the project, leading to the project formal launch by the President on June 30th, 2020. The CEO of NNPC provided reassurance regarding funding, stating that NNPC had funded over $1.1 billion of the project, and no project activities had been abandoned as previously reported by the papers. He emphasized that the project had not been stopped due to funding constraints, and NNPC had been meeting all its funding obligations to the contractor. He also he also talked of challenges that the project was facing, especially issues to do with the security. Several of the workers have been killed in the volatile regions in Niger State. It's not only the paper that was probably raising issues. Federal government of Nigeria in October 2023 said that it was concerned about delays and urged the contractors to expedite the process and meet the new deadlines. During a tour of the pipeline in October 2023, the Minister of State Petroleum Resources charged the contractors handling the 614 kilometers Ajaokuta Kaduna Kano Gas Pipeline project not to default on the promised July-August 2024 completion deadline. The minister had expressed concern over the slow pace of work and demanded that the contractor who was handling the segment of the project to complete it as stated earlier. However, the contractor some of the challenges that were slowing down their completion of the project, and the contractor quoted insecurity in the neighboring Niger state. There are also issues to do with the right of way, especially in areas that were characterized by rocks and rivers. The contractor noted that the company was working with the NNPC and security agencies to curtail the pockets of insecurity and ensure that contractors work both on day and night to meet the new deadline of July 2024 deadline. In conclusion, we can say that Nigeria faces a significant gap between its current gas pipeline infrastructure and the required 5,000 kilometers of gas transmission lines. This deficit has contributed to challenges in the power generation, particularly in the northern part of the country. To address these issues and stimulate economic diversification, the Nigerian government has prioritized leveraging revenue from oil and gas resources to support the growth of non-oil sectors. Among the key infrastructure projects aimed at facilitating this transformation is the Ajaokuta Kaduna Kano, or the AKK gas pipeline, part of the broader Trans-Saharan Gas Pipeline initiative. The AKK pipeline is an ambitious project designed to transport natural gas from Ajaokuta, Kogi State, all the way to Kano, city of Kano State, traversing critical areas including the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Niger, and Kaduna. The pipeline, whose total length is 614 kilometers, forms the initial phase of the TNGP project, with further expansion planned through the Obiafu-Oben-Yakur Trans-Nigeria Pipeline, or OB3 pipeline. The benefits of this project extend to increased power generation, industrial development, and reduce gas flaring, which is a concern in terms of environment in Nigeria. It is expected that to enhance Nigeria energy landscape, reduce reliance on expensive fossil fuel, and drive economic growth. However, the bigger project, Trans-Saharan Gas Pipeline, which is supposed to connect Nigerian gas reserves to Europe, still remains a complex and delayed undertaking, which has been hampered by the regional political instability and high cost of construction. The AKK project, which is funded by the consortium of Chinese banks and Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, still holds a significant promise. It is still in course, and as for now, the project progress indicates a substantial completion in terms of engineering, design, procurement, manufacturing of line pipes, among other components. Construction activities are ongoing, and the project demonstrates potential for contributing to Nigeria's power generation capacity and overall economic development. Despite recent claims of stalling due to alleged inflated contract sums, an inspection tour in April 2023 by NNPC leadership revealed substantial progress, reassuring stakeholders that the project remains on track. The government commitments to meet its funding obligation and project renegotiations for the cost savings further underscore its importance. However, there are challenges, and they include need to expedite the construction to address security issues and also navigate the complex right-of-way obstacles such as rocks and rivers. As the government emphasizes the importance of adhering to this deadline, the success of the AKK gas pipeline project hinges on overcoming these challenges and ensuring its timely completion. The project represents a vital steps achieving Nigeria's energy goal and supporting broader economic growth. So thank you for coming this far. If it's your first time here, please subscribe to this channel. Also watch other videos that you have done. You can leave your comment about this project and others that you have done. So thank you.